Dog tested, dog approved.
Get 0% APR for 72.
Medical whereabouts. Everybody within that inner circle should be questioned. Everybody, from her hair salon person, pharmacist, people that worked at her home on different things. We've talked about that. Apparently she had electrical work. The electrical work person, the pool cleaner, the landscaper, the butler, the maid, the healthcare, home healthcare providers, any healthcare assistants, doctors, church members, sex offenders in the area, registered SOs in the area. I mean, there's a lot. You can just keep church.
So I'm going to head out. I'm going to charge up. But what I'm positive spin is tell people to share Hope for Nancy hashtag. Hope for Nancy.
Hope for Nancy hashtag. Spread it.
That.
Hope for Nancy. Spread it. Delivery people. Who else should be questioned? Delivery, FedEx, Ubers.
I'll be back in about
Thank you.
An hour and a half.
All right. Uber drivers, FedEx, UPS. Remember, the local media here is going to be doing their reports here. Their 5 o'clock reports coming soon. We'll go listen in to some reporters. What you got? Septic tanks, wells, septic tanks, ravines, gullies. We're live out here. Where else? Where else? Where else should be searched? We got about 2 hours till the sun goes down, folks. About 2 hours till the sun goes down. Out here still running the stream. We're just going to keep it going. See what exactly happens here. In about, I don't know, like 30 minutes or so, I think a lot of these media outlets are going to be coming out with their cameras doing their 5 o'clock shots. So we'll see what happens there. What they could say, any new information. But we got the internet. We pretty much know what's going on.
At Free Tax USA, you get your maximum tax refund guaranteed. A free federal return guaranteed. 100% accurate calculations guaranteed. With so much guaranteed, you can file with confidence at freetaxusa.com.
America has always been defined by those bold enough to step into the unknown, to lead with conviction, character, and undeniable style.
Or something, we get more information. We shall see.
I'm going to ask you guys not to stand in the road, if you don't mind.
Love your accent.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Sound like Australian. Told people don't stand in the road. I think it was from Australia. Had an Australian accent. Sheriff was telling people, stay out of the road. No congregation in the road. running this until we find out, or until we see, but you can kind of see who comes in. I was just going around, walking around the neighborhood a little bit, seeing if anything's popping off. But it's just sheriff sitting here. Thing about it is, some people, have said whoever did this could be really evil and sinister and cut out her pacemaker out of her. Some crazy stuff like talk about, And
You didn't start your business to do taxes. Good thing we did. Block Advisors by H&R Block serves over 2 million businesses like yours every year. Find a local tax pro who understands the ins and outs of your industry. File with Block Advisors today. I'm going to move the camera over to the other side for a second. Give me a different view. I'll go up here for a second. All right, folks. It's much cooler over here. Outside the home.
How's it going? What's your name? Troy. Brings you out here?
Just kind of wanted to peep the scene. I've been kind of covering it on my YouTube channel.
We got a YouTube channel?
Yeah. The Juice is my YouTube channel.
The Juice. Nice.
I figured I'd come out here and peep the scene, kind of see what's going on. And hearing all kind of things, so. From here, yeah.
The Juice. Want to talk on JLR Investigates? Share your perspective?
Don't mind.
All right, come on in. Come on in, right over here. Here with the local resident, the Juice. Juice is on YouTube. What's going on?
Nothing, man. Really actually overheard this. My girl had told me about it. I looked it up. Decided to kind of tune in and see what was going on. I've been hearing a bunch of different tips. I mean, the new information just been popping up left and right. So I figured I'd take it live to my YouTube channel to kind of put the message out there a little bit.
Public awareness.
And I don't want to say too much because I don't want nobody to quote me on it. So
speculation.
We
We
can
can speculate. Shoot it. What do you think?
My personal opinion.
What do you think? Go for it. Go for it. We're speculation. We have opinions. Everyone
just
shares.
Considering I've been hearing a lot of talks about like the family member being in debt or having a gambling issue. I feel
Which
like,
family member? Masso? Annie?
Is that the brother-in-law? I want to say. I don't know his name exactly, but
Son-in-law.
or I thought it was the sister of Nancy. That was.
It's her husband.
Oh, it's her husband.
Yeah.
Oh.
Annie and Tommaso Cioni. Her real married name is Annie Cioni, but she goes by Annie Guthrie.
Yeah. So I feel like it just has to be family related for whatever's going on. I feel like it's got to be
Family related.
I mean, I don't see anybody taking her, randomly taking an old lady and holding her for ransom. It just doesn't sit well with me. But
my chat here has all types of people with all types of opinions on the matter. We let everyone express until we find out more details. We don't know details.
Yeah.
Pima County Sheriffs, your take on them? Good, bad, incompetent in this situation? What do you think about the Pima County Sheriffs or the FBI or law enforcement that has handled this case?
I feel like they're keeping a lot of information from the public for sure. I don't know. I feel like they know a lot of stuff we don't know yet. From what I can see, I think they're doing a decent job. I mean, I feel like they could have responded a lot more quicker, considering there's a door cam and then we got the pacemaker. I mean, I feel like there could have been a quicker response, but I don't know. I don't know what.
Appreciate your time. Thank you. Be safe and.
Thanks a
Your
lot.
YouTube channel's The Juice?
The Juice.
The Juice.
Yeah.
We're going to go check out The Juice.
So what is everyone waiting for right now? Just
Well, I
sticking
mean, the
around to
family requested law enforcement to be here.
Yeah.
We don't know when a raid would go down. We don't know if there will be a warrant executed at any houses.
Waiting for something
Last
to
night,
happen.
as the sun went down, 8 o'clock p.m., they were over there at Andy's house.
Yeah.
So that could happen again. Something could happen here. Law enforcement could arrive. They could get some sort of credible tip, something. Maybe they come and do a quick search at any given time.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it is you never know what you're going to get.
What's your channel? I feel
JLR Investigates.
I feel like I might have been watching
You
you
probably
a second ago.
probably see.
How many you got live right now?
24,000.
24. Were you at 41 at some point?
Mhm.
Do you travel and do this?
I do, yeah.
I felt like I was listening to you earlier. I think you were up at the home and then they pushed everybody down.
I wasn't here
Were you
then.
up there at the?
No, a couple days ago, I wasn't here yet. I just came here
You just got here? Oh, okay.
recently, a couple days ago.
Hey, well, thanks for your
Juice.
time, man.
Thank you for your time. Be safe. Thanks for the chat.
Anytime.
All right, let's go check him out, The Juice. He's a local here. Might uncover something. Very nice guy.
You were here all day, you think?
No, what, am I in your way?
Oh, no, you're
Oh,
good.
no. Yeah, I mean.
I recently went to patient first when I wasn't feeling well. The doctor was so great. And I learned that I could see their doctor schedules online, so I could see the same doctor on my next visit if I wanted. It was amazing. They truly are patient first.
You guys were at the house last night?
Not at the sister's house?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
You missed the action.
I know, right? Actually,
You never know what.
Yesterday was the only time we were able to go to Phoenix for a minute.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna keep it here and see what's happening. So we'll know if something pops off. That's our goal here. We'll know if something pops off.
If you want to see it all, you need a car that can go the distance. The Subaru Forester Hybrid. 581 miles per tank. Love goes the extra mile.
Get 0% APR for 72 months on the award-winning Subaru Forester Hybrid.
Give you $10 to kick it over.
All right, folks. Still here. Still here. I'm gonna get in the shade a little bit. Anyone can use the stream, go ahead. Taylor Investigates out here in the field here.
I just want to make sure you know I will let you know. Thank you.
So we're just waiting to see what happens. Hello, everyone. Welcome aboard. See, a lot of people are starting to set up their equipment for that 5 o'clock news. See, that's how mainstream media works. Media outlets will go to a scene and just pop up and do their 5 o'clock report, and then they pack it up and leave. Yeah, some people are like, where am I? So this is a road here. Earlier up there was a report of some trespassers up there. We went up there. The sheriff went in the backyard. They were looking for somebody. They didn't find whoever it was. We thought it was connected to Nancy at first. It's not. This road takes you right out, from the top of the hill, you could see Nancy's home. Special law enforcement. Was this whole kidnapping because of Savannah? Was Savannah targeted here? It was revenge on Savannah. As you can see, the sun is starting to go down. We'll see if anything goes down. Again, if there's any type of raids, I would suspect the raids would be in the morning of any type of search warrants or raids, particularly arrests.
When curiosity strikes about the everyday lives of your family, we're here with answers only your ancestors can provide. See their stories at Ancestry.
In Pennsylvania, fall is the real deal. Get lost and find the kind of fun that makes you feel like a kid again. Heck, PA practically invented memory lane. Fall is trending? Nah, get away to where fall is tradition. Pennsylvania, the great American getaway.
Or listening to a couple of these news reports that people are doing.
I don't want to walk in front of everyone. But if I'm on TV, that's fine. I'll listen. Yeah, go ahead. You know this girl.
Right.
The guys around here, if you see one. I don't see one, but. Oh, wait. I think I see one. Catherine, yeah. This is the chair.
Let me go to my other phone. I'll be right back.
Of course. The chair is here.
All right, still here. We're gonna see what's happening here. A lot of media is gonna be going live here in the next 10 minutes. We'll see what that's about. See what they have to say. See if anybody got any new reports. I don't know, something, my phone catches onto somebody's Wi-Fi or something and it goes away for a second. I don't know what's happening here. Nah, it's something to do with a vehicle here. Oh, let me check out, make sure I'm not on somebody's Wi-Fi. Alright. It was like on somebody's Wi-Fi, and for some reason I would be connecting and it just started acting weird. I turned it off, so hopefully it doesn't go back on. No, the deputy's not on eyes on me. The deputy's just out here making sure everything's okay.
Where are you guys staying again? Brentwood. No. Tonight I'm at the embassy. Oh, I'm sure I'll be here. You guys have a good night. You too.
No, it was him.
What?
You really confused.
You're on JLR Investigates right now.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, there
I don't want to be.
Yeah, I didn't figure you would.
No.
Just letting you know. Some people were like, "Zoom in your camera." You're welcome.
Appreciate you letting me know. No offense.
Yeah, I got you.
Any
Well,
offense.
get to see yourself later. This will be timestamp 7:15.
Okay.
JLR Investigates. You stand there. I think he's medium. That's the thing. Gets dark here in about an hour.
Let's talk about Origin. That's a f***ing awesome company.
Yeah, it really is, man. They would literally say, we can't make this in America. This is America. This is how we won wars. This is how we rebuild our country. This is how we rebuild America.
Tech major, tech minor. Both serious problems if you let these things get tight. The rotator cuff muscles are the only muscles that externally rotate the shoulder, concentrating on how you're hanging from the bar. If you bend your knees back behind you, you're not hanging right. This muscle right here, this small muscle called the piriformis, will compress the sciatic nerve. I told you it was big. Look at how damn big that thing is. Is Jake Gyllenhaal on steroids for this movie? The torso angle is much more open. What's up, guys? Jeff Cavalier, AthleteX.com.
live from outside of the Guthrie home here in the Catalina foothills. KGUN 9 at 5. Starts right now. Yeah, Conchetta, let's start with the very latest, and that is there is now a Pima County Sheriff's deputy vehicle. You see the pickup truck behind me right now. They've been asked to be stationed here by the Guthrie family. That was their request, and so this afternoon, that's exactly what the Pima County Sheriff's Department did. They stationed a deputy here for security reasons. Now, this all comes as we are just 24 hours away now from that Monday at 5 o'clock deadline. That deadline mentioned in the apparent ransom note received by KGUN 9 and 2 other media outlets. We're going to show you some drone video that was taken earlier today, and that drone video shows investigators searching the area around Nancy Guthrie's home, including a manhole cover in the back of the property. The search continues for clues, while the Guthrie family yesterday did release another social media video. Savannah Guthrie saying the family will pay to get their mother back. In the original ransom email we received at KGUN 9, the person claiming to have Nancy Guthrie demanded $6 million in Bitcoin sent by Monday evening at 5 o'clock. And now the massive search efforts by the Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI have gained national and international attention. So a lot of media up and down this street here in the Catalina foothills. As we come back out here live, we're going to get the very latest on this investigation in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. KGUN 9's Eddie Salai was actually here at the Guthrie home very early this morning as investigators arrived back at the scene.
I want to say the Sheriff's Department has continued to reiterate that they do not have any suspects at this point, but we are continuing to follow up and ask them if there are any leads that they can share today.
You hear that?
Live at Tucson, the inspector Fox 10 News.
Tyler, you hear that? She says it still sounds a little...
I would put the church, I would put the church name and cover it.
Told you, news reports. News reports are coming at the 5 o'clock hour. News reports.
Yes. 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 The video report.
Here's another reporter. All right, thanks to Eddie. We're back out here live on our Foothills reporter, and Andrew Christensen joins me now. And Andrew, you know, what a week. You were here 8 days ago, Sunday night last week, when this all began.
Yeah, and it's such a different scene now because back then the vehicle deputy lights, they weren't on. There was no caution tape. So a really different scene. Back then, Sheriff Nanos on Sunday was saying that there were things of concern at the house, but wasn't wasn't saying, hey, this is a crime outwardly. That all changed on Monday when he said, of course, this is a crime. So things have changed. That's why I want to give a timeline to some of our viewers just to catch them up. So this all started on Saturday night. So Saturday night when Nancy was dropped off at home at 9:48 p.m., just a few hours later at 1:47 a.m. early last Sunday morning, that's when Nano says her doorbell camera disconnects. Then at 2:12 a.m., that's when software detects a person on camera. But just so you know, there is not any video, so that's not available. At 2:28 a.m., that's when Nano says Nancy's pacemaker disconnects from the app on her phone. Then let's fast forward to 11:56 a.m. That's when the family checks on Nancy, calling 911 at 12:30 p.m. when they don't find her. Well, when I was here last Sunday night, there were search and rescue teams from PCSD and volunteers. I also saw that on Monday. A few days ago, we also learned that there was blood on the porch, and President Trump also saying that he also talked to Savannah Guthrie. Trump also saying information from the FBI and the DOJ could be definitive and coming out soon. So now there's a $50,000 reward that, of course, we shared a few days ago. So that's something that they have announced. PCSD, like we were talking about, didn't even have the house blocked off. That has changed now. They did block it off after a few days. So really, this is just changing by the day, Pat.
Yeah. And hard to believe, Andrew, real quick, that we're still, maybe, at least the authorities are not letting us know that there are any.
At Patient First, all full-time physicians are board certified.
Many of our doctors have been practicing at Patient First more than 10 years.
The doctors and advanced practice providers at our centers provide care every day of the year.
I appreciate it. I think that's the point.
Oh, there's that other guy.
Jailer, I'm out of here, brother.
Hey man, Alex.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah,
We'll
might
stop
come
by
out
always.
back
I'll be
tomorrow
out
or
here
something.
tomorrow.
Nice to meet you, man. I
And then
appreciate
you know, if something's popping off,
Yeah,
we'll go
I'm
check
all
out.
for it. Drive out.
Yeah,
Set
thanks for
9
coming out and
miles.
saying
Yeah,
hi. Nice to meet you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're awesome.
Thanks for the
Appreciate
water
it.
and appreciate it. Thank you.
You want water?
No, I'm good. I have water in my thing. I'm going.
You're awesome.
I'm going to be
Take
here
care,
probably
my
for
brother.
another hour unless something's popping off.
Nice meeting you.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
See you.
All right, so we have another hour till it gets dark.
I would do a week long timeline, but I would start with that. But I wouldn't give you a timeline on every people in the same room. So if I need it, don't put it. What's going on? I was in the time. Don't forget about you.
Sun is starting to go down. It's like, in a sense, it's at this last hour, the sun.
Honestly, it's fair.
It'll be similar. Just you're going to have to pack. Thanks, guys. I'm going to keep the mic on.
You're welcome. You want another piece of gum? You're good? All right. Take care. Thank you. It's giving media gum. I was handing out gum. But look here. Look. This is what some volunteers have brought for the media. And I was offered this too, if I want some. Bagels. Bagels. Cream cheese, bagels. Coffee. Is there anybody here? Is there anybody out here? Look. Thank you for the kind. So you gotta like bagels, man. You can get some great bagels. I'm not in the mood for a bagel. I'm probably gonna go to Denny's. I'm in the mood for Denny's. I'm gonna go to Denny's. Maybe, I don't know, but I gotta be on standby just in case something happens. I do think, though, in this situation, you can't be at ease when you're out here reporting because anything can pop up at any time. Like, I was streaming yesterday. And when the sun went down, I left. And I went to my hotel room and I was just like I finally got to stretch my legs for a minute, and then I get an alert that they're over at Annie's home, and I instantly jumped back up. It was like, we got to catch these moments. We got to catch what's going on. We got to follow the clues, got to follow what they're doing and race to the scene. So you never know what's going to pop up while you're out here in this case. Like, we're going to do our best to be available at all times. And if I do go to Denny's or somewhere like that, I'm like, check, please, check, or just throw down some money and run out the door and get to the scene. But what's interesting about this whole situation is everything is relatively close around here. It's all, in the Catalina foothills. I haven't seen any searches or anything or indication to expand out. The surveillance, the law enforcement looking at surveillance at these different gas stations and stuff. It's all in the general area. Everything's in the general area. So
At Ancestry, we believe every question about the past is a spark. And when curiosity strikes about the everyday lives of your family, we're here with answers only your ancestors can provide. How is your family woven into 250 years of U.S. history? Find out now at Ancestry.
We ain't doing it for the money, ain't doing it for the fame. I just think it's time to make a little change. I ain't mad, I ain't bitter. You just ain't seen this side of me. I've been down, but I ain't no quitter. I'm about to get back up on my feet.
and a good old-fashioned Whopper. Those are the 5. So I would say Jack in the Box, I would say Whataburger, I would say Culver's, I would say Burger King, and I've already lost the other one, In-N-Out Burger. I don't know. I like Jack in the Box. I like curly fries and everything like that. So I just like Jack in the Box for some reason. So you get burgers, and then also you got to eat too because you need the energy. So I got all these alerts on my phone and everything like that. So if something pops off at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. or some sort of breaking, 1, I got people that will notify me. And 2, I got these alerts. Keywords that pop up. And we'll see what's going on. But you never know. You never know, like, if anything's going to pop up or not. Here, I think everything is fluid. I think the FBI, law enforcement's moving in real time. They're working on Sundays. They work in the middle of the night, around the clock. There might be a pressure. There might be something to get done by tomorrow when Cash Patel comes. We don't know. Thank you. I've seen some of the other comments, and if I'm not reading all your comments, I'll apologize. Designed for Liberty. Thank you. Thank you. This is the guy I said, hey, you'll be on JLR Investigates. Sun is going down. You can tell it's starting to get a little dark.
What's been going on? You watching the Super Bowl? No? What you been up to? Mom's not watching it? Probably. What else is going on? Is anybody else?
All right, so I just spoke to the neighbor. I just spoke to the neighbor up the road. So there's some people out here. This neighbor was very nice. She didn't want to be on the record, whatever. Like she wanted to interview, whatever like that. But she goes, "I'll chit chat with you." So she pretty much, and she lives. I was gonna turn the camera around, but she's back there. I don't want to show who she is, but she thinks it's an inside job. I said, "Aren't you fearful? Like literally, like your neighbor literally got kidnapped. Do you feel like it's gonna happen to you?" And she's like, "No." First off, she said she's armed. She's armed. She's strapped. She says, "I'm strapped." I said, "Oh, okay." And then she said, she thinks it's an inside job. Inside job. This is a neighbor. So it's one of many neighbors around here, but one. And then I said, "Is crime happen around here?" She goes, no, it's peaceful, you know. She's like, she's shocked that, she's like, the person that did this has to know the roads because the roads are crazy at night. So just to give you a perspective, what people take, or people's take on the situation, neighbor. She's armed, so I'm not messing with nobody like that. It was like good neighbor. All right, sun is starting to go down here. Did anybody see out there? I kind of just go up there and go, "Hello, how are you?" Very nice people. Everybody around here has been pretty nice. Everyone around here has been nice. Is tonight the night? That's the question. Is tonight the night? Is tonight the night? All right, so we have about a half hour before it starts getting dark. We'll see what happens. Seems like some of the media here are kind of winding it down. They're burning a drone back up. People back there, they're sending a drone back up. There's a drone back up. Here, I'll show it to you. Send a drone back up. Media. They got 2 drones up. See? A lot of the news reporters kind of like are starting to leave. Everyone's like dipping out of the area. Remember all the equipment that was here? Gone. There's a bunch of equipment. It's like gone. This is the home. No activity here. The front door. See the sun? Will there be a raid tonight? Anywhere? Will there be another search warrant? Will they come back to the Guthrie home? Here. Oh, they added more flowers over here. Let me show you what they added. So that wasn't there yesterday. The only thing that was there was this. Dear Guthrie family, your neighbors stand with you. Maybe tomorrow we'll get a candle. I think I might do that. Place it out here. Hey, Jersey girl, thank you. Yeah, as it starts to get dark, it's starting to wind down, I think. There's significantly less media here. Lots of gaps in between cars, but it just shows you how far it was going down. We'll continue to stay on for a bit till we can't see anymore. You never know what you'll catch.
Faces, and I see a face, and then my mental Rolodex, I'm like, okay, so what country do I know this person?
I'll go on a walk. Just go on a walk. I'll walk my feet. Thank you. Get him a candle. Yeah, I still want to get law enforcement donuts and coffee. Like if there's a large group. Maybe we will get donuts tomorrow. At least donuts. But there's so much donuts gone. But I don't know if law enforcement can accept anything of value though.
Polizeidirektor Cash Patel beantworten können. Er wird hier in Arizona erwartet.
Good job. So up on the top of it's a hill up here, see? Hey, Red. Thank you, Red. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you, everyone. You all are great. You know, we want Nancy found. You know, this is a serious matter. We are praying that there's some sort of miracle here. Amy, thank you. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Felicia. But I want to be able to report. And wouldn't it be awesome that she's found alive and they've rescued her? Wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, that would be probably one of the biggest miracles that we've seen in a while, right? Probably a top 5 miracle if she's found alive and she's brought home and the feds rescue her, or they you know, save her. Would that be amazing? Like, I would love for that to happen, right? No one wants her to be found dead. It would be insanity. Like, so, like, it'd be awesome if she's found alive. And there's, you know, I to me is like I'm 50-50, man. I'm 50-50 on everything. It's just the whole, I don't know. We're not getting information. We're a week into this. They might release a video tonight, maybe. Felicia, thank you. I'm at Nancy's. This is the spot. There's people at Annie's, but not a large media presence. I went there today thinking somebody was going to get arrested. And then this jumped off. There's the drone. Look at that. Drone. Sun is at its last 20 minutes or so. I would say there's a few dozen media people left.
Yeah, that should be, yeah. Sometimes they put on the exterior.
I'm always in your live stream. I guess it is.
Well, let's see if something pops off at Annie's tonight or another location. Sun's starting to go down. Yeah, it'll be down the next 20 minutes. We're gonna stay here till it gets dark. Because I just want to see what happens. You know, that's what we're doing. I'm just kind of monitoring here. Everyone's on standby, media here. Everyone wants to see what's going to happen. Somebody's going to come here. If there's going to be a new development, if a ransom video gets shared or some person of interest gets identified, suspect identified, an arrest, photograph, a vehicle description, a vehicle surveillance of somebody. The Guthrie's releasing another video. We don't know. Maybe Tommaso will release a video. We don't know. We're just waiting to see what's happening. Maybe nothing happens. It's Sunday night. Maybe something will happen. Maybe they won't. Thank you, Scott. Go to Five Guys. Five Guys. Thank you. Five Guys. I don't know if they have Five Guys around here. Five Guys. The road out of here where Annie and Tommaso live, right off that road there on Oracle. Oracle got a lot of things. Oracle all the way down to Tucson, from where like that area is, got a lot. So I wanna share something. Someone I know on Twitter by the name of Matt Black actually just sent me something very interesting. Thank you, Matt Black. I want to share this with you, what he shared with me. Look at this. So he just sent me this. I guess it's the drainage systems and everything like that, but based off public records. You know, in the back of the home, you can see the pool, where the pool is and everything like that. So, case in point, law enforcement was over here today in a thing, but look at that. You know, why were they searching a septic tank, more or less, or drainage? So, just interesting. It's good stuff. Good stuff. You know, will they come back and do more? Remains to be seen. They were, you know, poking in the hole. They were using a stick and putting it down a manhole. It's a septic tank. Hey, Marcy. Thank you, Marcy. Told that Nancy's home has a septic tank out front, too. Septic tank. But, you know, she was put in a septic tank because, you know, that could be a possibility. They were searching today. Why? The question is, then, why the ransom? Unless the ransom is BS or the ransom is just a red herring. But that's interesting. See, there's a lot of people that get all types of records and documents and stuff like that. So thank you, Matt Black, for that information. Will they be back tomorrow doing more searches on the property? Wow. Septic tank. That's scary. Scary, man. Because you figure whoever did this has time. They got the nighttime into the morning hours. So you got nighttime. You know it's pitch black. Even if you have flashlights out here, no one's going to see you. No one's going to notice. You can make sounds. No one's going to hear it. No one's going to hear nothing unless coincidentally somebody's out there walking their dog or just taking a walk at night. Most everyone probably in here is indoors. And they're not going to hear or see anything. So, you know. Hey, Zony Pride, thank you. Man, that's like crazy. And we accomplished. Personal accomplishment, folks. Thank you everyone for, you know, watching. I just looked and we just passed 1 million views streaming today for being here. So that's good. It's more public awareness and that's amazing. It's amazing. So thank you, everybody. We just crossed 1 million views here. So that's pretty wild. You know, that just shows how much everyone, you know, is paying attention to this case. Everyone is paying attention to this case, like worldwide. This is not just a Tucson, Arizona, Pima County thing. This is a global story, and everyone, you know, cares for Nancy. Everyone wants to know what happened. Everyone's curious to who's involved. It's just, wow. Wow. I've always said that we have the best chat on YouTube. We have the best chatters. We have the best insight. We got the best sleuths. All of you. We're all a collective. We're a collective group of individuals. We come from all walks of life, and it's very powerful, and I appreciate that. You know, with your theories, you know, I mean, a lot of you will inform us what's going on, something's going on, or go check this out, or this is being said, and then we go look into it. But y'all are the eyes and ears too in the chat. All of you are the eyes and ears of this situation. Somebody walking the dog here. All right, let me see if I got some information. People keep tipping me off with stuff. So now people are saying there's actually 2 separate septic tank systems on the property. 2 separate. And it looks like out front, here, look. According to property records, it looks like it's right on the front of the house over here. There's one on the back side patio, kind of where the area was at. But look, they're saying, according to records, there's another separate septic tank system right there in the front corner of the house. There's two septic systems. One like right there, I think it would be like right somewhere in that general area, and then one on the back right on the patio would be one. So interesting. And it might, I don't know, I saw this earlier. Here's a telecommunication box. I saw these pipes here earlier. And then you see like a little, the corner of the front of the house is over there. So we got a septic system there too. What do you think? Water? The people were saying this one's water. Again, I don't know about this type of stuff. I'm just sharing what I've observed. Let you guys share what it all means. I'm trying to see. I just heard a coyote. Did you hear that? I heard someone go "Arr!" like a wolf.
Mo, they're hearing some static, Mo. Mo. Static. They're hearing some static.
So, will they check the other septic system? They check one, you might as well check the other just to do diligence, right? Still out here, folks. Starting to get it dark, though. Sun is like literally going down like now. Dude, I'm starting to get bit by mosquitoes out here. Still up. See the manholes right there?
News 4 Tucson's Eric Fink here as we now continue on day 8 of the urgent search for Nancy Guthrie, mother of today's show co-host Savannah Guthrie. Her family last night posting a new message where Nancy's possible abductors, tweeting with the possible captors, keeping their mother back, saying it's the only way they'll be able to find peace. Will pay.
I just went on a walk trying to scour around the neighborhood to see if I could see anything. I don't see anything. I know it's like nothing. You're not seeing. Well, look, coffee's still there. Somebody's gonna leave the coffee behind. Coffee and the bagels. Even though there's a, this area is peaceful. There's a sense of like darkness at this house here. There's a sense of darkness hovering around this house.
a little slow. Wide on the screen. Wide on the screen. Right below the screen for 150 killing down. I told you before, 150 killing down. Open the screen door and it's fly out. Thank you. Y'all can stop killing the animals. But, I don't know if I would do what I would do if I should say, He's trying. Oh yeah, this is not easy. Good for you and the dog.
Todo lo que tiene que ver la frontera, porque como vivo en un desierto, pues mira, vivo aquí en el desierto. Entonces hay una persona que me deja en la frontera, por ejemplo.
Still here, folks. I was just talking to a couple media journalists. They literally send the drones up all night. I think the drones are trying to look for her in the backyard. JLR, I tagged you on the next post, a friend of Tommaso saying he and his wife take care of Nancy every day. So not only family, but primary caregivers, it sounds like. Yeah, we've been hearing the caregiver, a particular caregiver that the feds, there were some reports about a caregiver and stuff. I don't know what's going to come of that. Maybe it's a caregiver, someone that has access to the house here, someone that knows the house, the layout, frequents the house, things like that. I would think by now, a week into it, they would have fully vetted everyone, talked to everyone, know everyone's, everyone has to produce an alibi, maybe a lie detector test, maybe some corroboration alibi, something, digital stuff, whatever, So, I don't know. I'm kind of winding down here as the sun goes down. Look at the beautiful sunset. Sorry. Sunset. Not as beautiful as it was yesterday. Oh yeah, it looks pretty good. It's chewing gum. Not dark yet, but it's gonna be dark here shortly. I'm gonna go check something out real quick.
They all leaving. I said I was leaving at 6 o'clock. So people are leaving, but I'm not trying to be caught on this road at night in the dark, right? Y'all remember when I went to the Chris Brown concert? What happened? I'm like, wait, I'm in the capital of this is the capital of Phoenix. So what did I do? I went live. Y'all go, they took me. At least y'all say, well, she's here. I'm living in New Jersey. I'm from Jersey, Rosa. Jersey girl, in the house. Jersey girl, in the house. This person said, Texas is on the phone.
got some people here. I don't know who these guys are. Some group of dudes here came here. These guys just popped up. I don't know. So is there a halftime show going on? Because they're all like huddled around. All the media people are huddling around. Is there the halftime show going on? I think they're all watching the halftime show. Yeah, they're all watching all the media people now are watching the halftime show.
JLR, how you doing, bro?
Hello. How are you?
Good, good. Saw your stream, so.
Okay. They knew who I was. I said, Jello, how you doing? Oh, nice. I don't know why I said okay. And I said okay. Nice. Nice. Yeah, they're watching the halftime show. Look how dark it's starting to get dark. See, the sun is going down out here in Nancy Guthrie's home. Oh my God, there's bats out here. There's bats. There's bats out here. Bats. I saw 2 bats.
argue with someone. You can't argue with yourself. So I said what I said. I let it go. I said what I said because you have changed your mind on something, right? Whether I'm a supporter or not, right? I love America.
Somebody's out here walking their dog with a flashlight. It's getting dark out here. Getting dark out here.
I'm watching your stream, man. Good
Thank you. What's your name?
Zach.
Zach, JLR. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you. Be safe.
So you can go and debate somewhere else. Look, you're both on YouTube. Go debate somewhere else. Why do you come on my channel and I'm in front of my man to get this home? So yes, you can go debate. Go find the name. It was Texas Tonight.
It was Zach and his crew. So we are still here. I mean, there's just no activity going on. Sun is about to go down. Lights are on the home, but not at the home, facing the home. I think with that being said, I'm going to sign off. If there's activity here, of course, I'll be back. If there's anything jumping off, I'll be back. As we said, and that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Let me go over the light and end this. You guys are, appreciate every one of you. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for caring, and thanks for bringing awareness to this situation. Boots on the ground for sure. JLR investigates. So, yeah, we've been here for a minute. It's starting to get dark here. And, you know, of course, anything pops off, we'll know. We'll know. Plus, they got reporters and everybody here. Like, there's people planning it. So if anything pops off, we'll be back on that aspect. So appreciate each and every one of you. And thanks for watching. Thank you, everyone that contributed. I see a lot of people that contributed, and I'm tremendously grateful for that, for sure. So if I didn't acknowledge you, please don't take it personal. It's just hard to read the chats while I'm out here in the field, boots on the ground. It's a lot different than it is in StreamYard. All right, breaking news, true crime, 24/7, 365. Where is Nancy Guthrie? Hopefully tomorrow we will find answers. Whatever answers we find, we'll share it on the channel. So stay tuned for that. Thank you very much, DF. And we'll talk soon, DF Smith. We'll talk soon. JLR investigates. Boots on the ground, Tucson, Arizona. Where is Nancy Guthrie? You all have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Grainger knows that if you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my show. Really, really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. There has been a ton of new activity and information coming out with the Nancy Guthrie case. I used to be way down there. That's where Nancy's house is. They've actually moved us back. They closed off the entire area and set up yet another crime scene at Nancy Guthrie's house. And there's a ton of FBI that just arrived. So I'm going to get into all of that in this episode. And then, of course, the big news, there is now a second note. A second ransom note has been sent to a local TV station here in Tucson. I'm going to give you the latest details on what is in that note. And then finally in this episode, something really interesting. I went out with a former Border Patrol agent, law enforcement, knows this area so well, has lived here for 20 years, took me into the desert around Nancy's house just to show me what the terrain is like. And also, by the way, he has actually seen the first ransom note. He is just really well connected, and he's seen it, he's read it. There's a lot he obviously didn't want to disclose, but he gave me some new insight into that note. I'm going to get into all of it in this episode of Brian Investigates. All right, guys. So again, as I was saying, there has been a lot going on here today. The biggest news, I think, is the fact that there is now a second note that has arrived. And we don't know a ton about it, but the FBI has confirmed that there's a second note. The sheriff's office has confirmed that there's a second note. And KOLD TV, which is a local TV affiliate here in Tucson, confirms that they received the note. Their news director has said that it came in through like a form. Like, you know, when you go to a website and you can fill out a form, and then it emails the company or the news agency, that's the way that it came in. And this is the new information about the second note. They say the IP address is not the same IP address as the initial note, but it appears the sender used the same type of secure server to hide their IP address. The new note contains something the senders seem to think will prove to investigators that there's the same people who sent the first note. So different IP address as the first note, but the same secure server was used to hide their IP address. And there's something in this second note that the senders think will prove to investigators that they're the same people who sent the first note. So the FBI has confirmed that they are looking into it. And remember, ultimately, it's going to be up to Savannah Guthrie and her family how to handle these things. And the FBI has made that clear. They're the ones who decide, the Guthries, how to respond to these notes if they want to pay the ransom. Remember, the first note had 2 deadlines. The first deadline was yesterday, so Thursday at 5 p.m., and then the second deadline is Monday. And I've been trying to understand why there could be 2 deadlines, and I still don't know the answer to that. One theory that I've been thinking about and floating around with some of my FBI friends is, like, could the first deadline be for less money and the second deadline be for more money? That's a possibility. But I was over at Annie Guthrie's house earlier, and they basically said that the people outside said they thought that Savannah Guthrie had actually left, and Annie Guthrie had left that house and weren't there anymore, and the house was empty. So I don't know if they have found a new house where they're all staying right now, the Guthrie family. I'm not really sure. In terms of what's been happening here at Nancy Guthrie's house, it has been like totally insane over the last couple of hours. First of all, we were outside just in our spot that we always are, and the sheriff's deputies all came in and they said, everybody has got to get out right at this moment. All the media has to leave, which hasn't happened before. Of course, they did have that second crime scene they set up, but they didn't make the media leave. This time they said, we're closing off the entire area, the whole block, and everybody has to leave. And so we had to quickly pack up our stuff and go. I took a quick video when all this was happening. Take a look. So something interesting is happening outside the house. So all of these sheriff's deputies showed up. And they are now, you see down there, they are closing off the road. And they're making all the media leave this block. So we're not going to be able to be in front of the house anymore. They said this is for investigation reasons. And
You got the power
so we don't know what they're about to do with the house, but they don't want the media in front of the house anymore. So basically everybody out here has been told to pack up. And she's saying they need room for their investigators.
Cooperation, very, very much.
Oh, you bet. Thanks for all your hard work. We appreciate all you do for us.
I'm sorry.
On the other side of those cones.
Yeah, see those cones right there?
She said they need room for their investigators to do what they need to do. So something is about to happen out here from an investigative standpoint, and we're all going to have to move. But it's interesting. You know, they had the crime scene in the beginning. They took it down. They had another crime scene. They took it down. And now they are apparently going to be doing more out here. So we had to move everybody off of the road. And we had to leave. Everybody had to leave in a hurry. And as I was walking out, I looked and I could see that there were FBI vehicles arriving, dark tinted windows, evidence response vans. And then when we were able to get our drone up, we could see that there were a ton of FBI in front of the house. They set up their units in front of the house, and then they were also behind the house. And I actually saw a picture of them behind the house, looking in the woods behind the house. So it's just interesting. You think about, they had the first crime scene here, and then they opened it back up. They had a second crime scene earlier this week where they put the crime scene tape up for 2 hours, opened it back up, and now here they are again. And the timing is interesting that they swarmed this area again, got everybody out, brought the FBI in right around the same time that this second note arrived at KOLD at the TV station. So the timing is really interesting. I want to show you, though, I went out with Art Del Cueto. He is a former Border Patrol agent who lives in this area. I went out with him into the brush and the area close to Nancy Guthrie's house. just to get a feel for what it's like out there with the wildlife and with just the desert. I'm not from the desert, so I just wanted to get a feel. The other thing is he also has seen the first ransom note, so I wanted to ask what he knows about that. Here is when I went out with Art. I'm not from this area. I'm from Florida, so I don't know much about the desert.
Right.
Tell me, we're right very close to where Nancy went missing from. Show me this, like.
So we're
what do people
extremely
need to
close. I
know?
want people to know that we're extremely close because I don't want them to come after you and say, "Oh, you wasn't even close."
No, we are
we're,
close.
We're walking distance,
Yes,
right?
yes.
We're trying to avoid all the other media.
Yes.
So we're out here to show the reality because people don't understand how bad the terrain would be. For someone to easily find a person or track somebody. With the United States Border Patrol, you're taught different tracking skills, and I think that's what helps. But this is the terrain where we're used to walking through and trafficking, trying to track traffickers, human smuggling and drug smuggling. But the way this is called a wash. A lot of people don't use that terminology, and as we walk through here. You'll see this is kind of like a trail where you know which way to walk in there. You're going to have some broken branches in this area.
Mike Capel here, Patriot Software's founder. My first successful startup was in the basement of a factory. But prior to that, I tried starting other businesses in my spare bedroom in the evenings. But the state of Ohio sent me a nice letter telling me that I couldn't operate a business out of my home. Thank you, bureaucrats. That's why I created Patriot Software, to help entrepreneurs follow payroll regulations so they don't get shut down by the government. That's patriotsoftware.com.
Everything's like got thorns too, huh?
Everything's got thorns. And I think the difference is people hear desert landscape and they almost think that it's nothing but sand and you could see So this is basically the brush. And as you walk further in, these are called, this is the actual wash. These are the washes. You know, we haven't walked too far, but if you go this way, and here I will show you, if it's dark out here, or even now, vehicles can go through this neighborhood and they're not gonna see anybody in this area of the brush. Now, this is called the wash. When it rains, you get water through here, of course, but they're dry most of the time. So you can walk through these areas and pull up behind some of these houses.
You could drive into some of these areas.
There's some areas where you'd be able to drive. It'd be more difficult, but you could definitely drive maybe like a quad through here. I mean, there's a house right there. And if we continue walking through here, I mean, you'll see there's a house there. You probably couldn't see it when we were in the brush, but you're going through all this area. And at night, somebody that would know the terrain can walk through here and literally you wouldn't know, okay? And as we've walked, we're probably, what, 20 feet from the road? And from where we're standing, we can't see my truck anymore.
Well, and so there's a house there. There's a lot of space in between the houses. Everyone keeps asking me, oh, people have cameras, can't they see the cars going by? But this shows. Like, there's all this brush
there's no
in
way.
between.
There's no way you would be able to see. With some of these cameras, you would not be able to see the street.
Yeah.
I mean, here, where we are at right now, people can be walking up and down that road, and they're not going to see us. Now, imagine this at night when it is completely dark, and there are no there's no street lights out here. There's absolutely no street lights. So that just adds to how difficult it is. And if you do have some type of ring camera and it's dark and you have this, you're really not going to get much out of a ring camera.
So what is the deal? I keep hearing about this ordinance where it has to be dark out here. What is that?
So there's an ordinance that they have in areas of Pima County and the city of Tucson against light pollution. And I think it was more to attract people that want to come and see the stars. There's the university here has an astronomy program that also helps. However, I hate to Monday morning quarterback it, and I hate to, tell other law enforcement how to do their job. But I've been in law enforcement for over 2 decades in the state of Arizona. If there is an ordinance in an area that you're working some type of crime, I find it really difficult to use an excuse of I didn't bring the lights out because there's a light pollution ordinance. I would have brought those lights out here, especially knowing the terrain. I would have brought the lights out here because it helps you find out what happened. If there's a criminal in the area, it's easier to find him. And above all, you're working against the clock. So if you're working against the clock, the quicker you get resources out here, the better. I would never not use lights out here based on a city ordinance, especially if a crime's been committed.
So did they not use lights because of that? Is that
So
what
that's
you
the
heard?
thing, yeah. So the sheriff came out, he did an interview, and he said that, you know, there's this particular area, there's that ordinance on light pollution, so that's why they didn't bring some lights out here.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
That's what happens when you're dealing with a lot of red tape sometimes, and the bureaucracy of you know, doing the police work and everything else that comes with it. But look, I think if I'm in a leadership position with an agency and something like this occurs, I'm bringing flood lights, and I'll deal with a lawsuit later.
Did you see the ransom note?
I have seen the ransom note. I have. I'm not going to get into specifics, and I don't want to get into specifics. Specifically because from a law enforcement side, I understand why they're not releasing it, why they're not getting to specifics, and I understand the urgency, and I think this is important because I've seen the letter. I think there's an urgency where if it's legit, the captors, regardless of what's in the letter, in order to show that it's valid, they need to contact law enforcement. They need to contact the family somehow, because there needs to be specific questions that only the family would know in order to determine that they do have it, that it is valid, and that she is still alive.
And I don't want to ask you for specifics because I don't want to do anything to get,
That's where
I don't
stand.
want. That's the last thing I would ever want
Correct.
to do. Like, what's the point in that? I want them to find Nancy, but I am curious, just based on your background. Like, did you find it to feel like legit?
I think it's legit enough, but more questions should be asked of them if they're the real captors in order to verify it 100%.
Okay. And since you're from here, I'm not from here, like I said. I don't know anything about the sheriff, but just covering it this week, you know, he's had some mixed messaging. I don't know. There's been some weird moments. He's done a lot of interviews. What is his history? I mean, is he?
Well, he's been a sheriff for a long time, right? Obviously, I believe he lost one election and he came back and he won an election again. We're where we're at right now. You know, he's been in police work for a long time, but this is what I've always said, and I get criticized for it. There's a difference between having 1 year experience in law enforcement or having 20 years experience in law enforcement, and then there's guys that have 1 year experience 20 times in law enforcement. I don't want to criticize him and say he falls under that area, but when you have a crime of this nature, and the world is watching us right now, and other resources are being brought in. The FBI is being brought in. I know Border Patrol has been out here and helped. I think when you see that, it's almost a skill set. You need to make sure you pick from the right skill set in order to get everything done. At the end, it's law enforcement. We all are on the same team. We should be on the same team. And the ultimate goal is to find Nancy, bring her home safe. And at the same time, we need to find out if there's any individual out there that is the cause of this, bring him to justice and make sure that he faces true consequences.
You know all about Mexico Border Patrol. I mean, we're what, 60 miles away?
We're very, very, very close to the border. I can get you there in just a little bit over an hour. That's also concerned, obviously, because it's been said that she doesn't have medication, but because our proximity to the border, we don't know if somebody is involved, if they would have been able to get the medication from Mexico as well.
Or brought her in, could they bring her into Mexico?
Or bring her into Mexico, or even, you know, I'll be honest.
Are there ways to do that, though, without being seen?
So there's areas, obviously, that are porous still within the border. Our border is more secure than it's ever been. We've all heard that, and it is true. But in Arizona, there's still porous areas where you could possibly head south, especially at nighttime. It'd be hard because you're driving through a lot of the city. That's another complex part of Tucson, is you have one major highway, which is I-10. And we're pretty far from I-10, so you'd have to drive across the city to get to that freeway, and then you'd have to get to the separate one further south to head into Mexico, unless you went off-road, which this is what you'd be going through.
So I guess if she was in Mexico, they could get her the medicine she needs to stay alive pretty easily.
Honestly, if she was here, because of how close we are to Mexico, there's areas where you can purchase medicine in the United States even. Some businesses will sell it, albeit under the table, and they won't let you know that they're selling it, but there's areas where they could probably purchase it within Tucson itself.
I guess even though it's sad to think of her, if she was abducted, that's kind of a good thing in a way. I mean, if she could get the medicine.
It is. If she could get the medicine, that's a big thing. That's why it's very important that regardless of what's in that letter, the family needs those abductors, if it's legit, to communicate so they can make sure it's legitimate.
And just because you're so in the know, I mean, is there a lot, and you saw the letter, so you obviously have good connections. Is there a lot we don't know? I mean, because I keep thinking, is this letter and this whole ransom part of it just one possibility? Are there other possibilities they're looking into?
You probably know Vistaprint for business cards, but did you know we print everything you need to get your brand in front of your fans? We print banners and signs that help your business stand out. We print postcards and flyers that get people talking. And we print must-have merch like tote bags, t-shirts, and water bottles. Whether you want a few or a few thousand, we print on everything so that customers can go from noticing your brand to falling in love with it. Right now, new customers can get 25% off with code NEW25. Because if you need it, we print it at Vistaprint.com.
No, it's you got to find the validity. That's what it comes down to. We need to make sure that they need to make sure that it's a valid letter. The ultimate goal is to bring Nancy home safe.
Okay, and you live in this area, right?
I live pretty near.
There's been all sorts of talk about a white van, and I saw another neighbor telling me, oh, there's people around that like try to clean windows and seem shady. I mean, what is this neighborhood like? Have you seen shit?
Look,
People aren't going to mess with you.
No, I mean, honestly, the neighborhood, it's a good neighborhood. Before I worked for the Border Patrol, I worked many years in a maximum security prison, and I would talk to the inmates, and I would find out what neighborhoods they lived in, right, just to see. And they would always say the same thing: we're not going to steal in the good neighborhood. We're not going to steal in the bad neighborhoods. We're not going to steal in our own neighborhoods. We're going to go to the good neighborhoods. So I think that is, an eye-opener for a lot of individuals, that it doesn't matter what neighborhood you live in. Crime can find you, and there's evil out there that doesn't really care whether you're right wing or left wing. They just care to monopolize themselves. This is a prime example. It's a good neighborhood. People come out here because it's a good neighborhood. The houses out here are higher priced than other areas in Tucson, but here we are.
Have you had any problems?
I've never had problems.
No? Okay, that's good. Anything else that you think, I just feel like everybody's watching this story around the country. My friends who I haven't talked to in years are suddenly calling me, oh, what's the scoop? You know, I mean, it's got that sort of interest. Everybody feels terrible for Nancy, and people don't know that. I mean, you have the insight. Like, what else do you think people need to understand?
Look, I think they need to understand the area. That's a big deal. People need to understand that. Like, I came out here the first day after it had happened. I walked through all these desert areas. Like I said, there's a big wash on the other side, and I looked at different things. I would look at the vegetation. I would look at the rocks. You know, if rocks are disturbed, you know, something like that, you'd know somebody may have walked through there. So there's different areas. You look at different footprints. You look at this, you know, if somebody brushes up against it, it might tear some of the fabric. So there's so much things that go into it to make sure what could have happened. It goes beyond, hey, check the Ring cameras. Hey, ask the neighbors. There's all this that it makes it just so much more difficult to find the answers.
Were you surprised that they cleared the crime scene so quickly?
I was extremely surprised because they were there. Maybe they have collected everything. I'm not sure. Obviously, the FBI came back and they taped it up. So I don't know if the FBI said, hey, we want to have a look, or the FBI said, hey, there's something else that maybe we need to pull out of there. But I am surprised that that they, you know, stopped and they removed the tape so soon. I'm surprised that there wasn't more lighting brought out here. You know, there's just certain things that you just got to not worry about. And I think any ordinance, push that aside.
That's crazy.
What's important is to try to find the human.
And just lastly, is the Border Patrol still helping?
I'm not sure if the Border Patrol's helping. I haven't been in contact with them recently.
Because they were helping
I know they were out here. Yeah, they were out here with searching in this area. I know they had Borstar and they had some of their canines. And that's kind of like, I came out here the first day. I find out Borstar was here. I find out canines was here. If Borstar and Border Patrol canines are out here and they haven't been able to find anything, I would doubt that there's anything out here to find at this point. Because, like, aside from me having worked with Border Patrol, I can tell you that when it comes to tracking, when it comes to finding individuals in this type of environment, they're the #1 in the world.
Someone told me that their canines are the best.
They are the best.
For tracking?
For tracking, you know, drugs, for tracking humans, because a lot of people think, oh, well, they're trafficking drugs. No, they track. There's various different areas that they're trained in. And finding somebody that would have been lost in the desert is one of them, and obviously finding somebody that has been taken hostage.
Yeah. Anything else you think is important? Thank you, Art.
All right, bro.
Appreciate you, sir. As always, I really appreciate everyone who takes the time to talk to me, especially Art, for taking me out into the desert. And I'm going to continue to stay on top of this again. It feels like things are really developing right now. First of all, the second ransom note that has now arrived, and whether it's legitimate, and we're going to be waiting to get more information on that, which again, I'm just going to read you again what KOLD is saying. So the second ransom note went to KOLD TV, and they are saying the IP address is not the same IP address as the initial note, but it appears the sender used the same type of secure server to hide their IP address. The new note contains something the senders seem to think will prove to investigators they're the same people who sent the first note. So that's what we know about this second note so far. Going to try to gather more, and I'll obviously have it for you as soon as I get it. And then also trying to figure out what's going on now here, why all of a sudden they've set up a crime scene again at Nancy Guthrie's house, which again seemed really sudden. I mean, they came in and they said everybody had to get out, and then the FBI came in and did their thing. So they're still here right now. Sorry if I'm licking my lips a lot. My lips are so chapped. I don't know if it's like a desert thing. I'm not used to the, it's just so dry, but it's, yeah, it's been a long couple of days. Appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and I'll keep on top of everything. All right, talk to you guys later.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC-branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my show. I really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. I really appreciate all the support. Of course, I'm still in Arizona. I'm outside Nancy Guthrie's house right here. It's been some action here today. There's more deputies than we've seen here in the past. You can see them out here, right here. And earlier, there was actually a team that came in and was looking in a septic tank behind the house, which I'm going to get into in this episode. I'm also going to go over everything that I saw late last night at Annie Guthrie's house when the deputies showed up there. And I have and this is really helpful, I have a Pima County sheriff's detective who just recently retired. And he is going to help me break down a lot of what we're seeing. It's all coming up in this episode of Brian Enton Investigates. All right, hey guys. So again, I'm outside Nancy's house. If you're wondering what this big white thing is, this is what we use for our TV hits, and it's so hot out here today. And so sunny that I was just going to do my my show under this too, because at least it's shady, you know. But it's been there's been a lot of activity over the last 24 hours. Obviously, there was the Savannah Guthrie new video that she made where she said she's willing to pay. And again, my heart just goes out to her and her family. The whole thing is just, I was just talking to one of my colleagues out here. I'm super close to my mom. I'm an only child. And if this was my mom, I would just be wrecked. So the strength that Savannah Guthrie is showing is pretty incredible. And so my heart goes out to her and her family. But in terms of the latest and everything that's been happening, here outside Nancy Guthrie's house, there's been some action today. And depending on when you're watching this, today is Sunday. There were some deputies that showed up earlier and then were in the backyard or behind Nancy Guthrie's house and opened up what looked like a manhole cover and then had a long stick that they were pushing into the manhole cover, which it seems like it's a septic tank. A few of you all messaged me and said you thought that it was a water tank. I'm not really sure. One of my sources was telling me normally they would use that pole to, again, it sounds kind of graphic, but they would use it to probe for a body to see if there's anything down there. So they were doing that. That seemed to be their main focus today when they were out here, and they were here for about an hour and then left. And besides that, it's been relatively quiet here at Nancy Guthrie's house, besides just sort of deputies patrolling the area. And they have still been canvassing and going door to door and that kind of thing, just looking for anybody who has any information. There was also a lot of activity last night at Annie Guthrie's house. If you were following me, I was posting a lot on YouTube stories and on TikTok because I was out there late last night. Basically, we got word that there were these 3 deputies that showed up to Annie Guthrie's house. We didn't know, at first I didn't know if they were FBI or deputies, but when they left, I was able to look and see they had a deputy logo on their side. And they were there for 3 hours. There were three of them, from what I could count. They showed up, they went inside, and they had some equipment that they brought inside, and then we could see flashes from inside. We could see light flashes, which they were taking pictures inside. It was pretty obvious. At first, they were just taking pictures near the garage area. I could see through the windows, but then I was watching, and you could see they were moving throughout the house. They were taking pictures in different parts of the house. They were there for about 3 hours. They had blue gloves on, I noticed, when they came out. And after being there for 3 hours, came out, got in the cars, didn't say a word, and then slowly drove off. So the timing is interesting because, remember, this was happening around the same time that, or a little bit after that Savannah Guthrie had put her video out, saying that they would be willing to pay. And I can read, you've probably seen the video by now, but what she said was, I wrote down the verbatim. She said, "We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us and we will pay." A lot of people have read into this that they think Nancy is not alive based on what Savannah said there. I'm not sure. I mean, we could read into it a million different ways, but it's just tragic, regardless of what way you read into it. And that video came out, and then afterwards is when the deputies showed up at Annie Guthrie's house. What they're looking for there, I don't know. I didn't see them searching outside at all. They seemed pretty focused on the inside, and were they just taking pictures inside? I'm not sure. But it was interesting timing. It was interesting that they came there late at night. And sorry, I'm just checking for one other thing I wanted to tell you guys about. Yeah, they were in and they were out and they left without saying a word. So I have something interesting. I interviewed a man named Kurt Dabb. He's a former Pima County Sheriff's detective. So Pima County, of course, is where we are. He was a homicide detective there for years. He had some really interesting insight into what he thinks is going on, what was going on at Annie's, and then also just big picture what's going on with the Pima County Sheriff's Office, because a lot of people have questioned whether they're really prepared for an investigation like this, mistakes that were made early on, things that the sheriff has admitted to. Why did they open up the crime scene so early? So it's interesting to get this insider perspective because he still knows people there and he was there for a very long time, Kurt was. So I want to play this interview that I got with Kurt for you guys. So Kurt, you worked for Pima County Homicide for how long?
7 years total.
And how long were you at the department?
I was at the department for a little over 20 years.
Okay. So thank you for talking to me.
Sure.
Just with your experience and knowing the area locally is really helpful. I just want to start with the most recent thing. Last night I was out there at Annie's house, and we saw 3 deputies come, and they had not a ton of equipment, but one bag and box. They went inside, and they were inside for about 3 hours. Okay. We saw flashes, definitely camera flashes from different rooms in the house. What do you think was happening?
Well, they were obviously sent back there to find something. How that something came about, I don't know. I'm sitting on the outside like you, but it could have been through an interview. It could have been through some of the forensic stuff that they had sent out to be processed. So there's a myriad of reasons why they could have been back there. But suffice to say, at least they were back there, following up and continuing the investigation.
The one I saw was wearing blue gloves.
Okay.
Do you think they were just taking pictures?
Well, I mean, you got to think about it again. It should be treated as a crime scene, whether it's Nancy's house or Annie's house. So you want to make sure that, you're not going to leave any evidence that contaminate the scene. So that's why they were wearing gloves, I'm sure. But what they collected, we don't know. Yeah.
I didn't see them. They brought one brown bag out, but he didn't seem like he kind of tossed it in the car. Like I think it was more maybe what he was, some kind of work he
sure,
brought.
It could have been, it could have been scraps or garbage. They could have collected, some pieces of evidence in there. Maybe they were fingerprinting. Maybe they were collecting DNA. Maybe they were simply just taking photographs. And that's the stuff, that they may have brought out. It could have been trash from, their processing, or it could have been pieces of evidence.
Are you surprised that they were just doing that now? I mean, it's been 7 days.
Right. Well, it's not really a surprise if you think of it in the grand scheme of things, where you're furthering an investigation and you're getting more information as it goes. So you may have to go back to the